Hi guys, welcome back to my channel. It's Angela, and let's see if I make this brighter. Okay, there we go. So I ran across Marlene's tag. She did. Oh my gosh. Um, Tarot to the Extreme. Hashtag Tarot to the Extreme. I actually ran across her tag on Amethyst Ascension, watched her video, and then I went back and watched Marlene's, and I'm like, oh, I should do this. So this is my video response to Marlene Theresa's hashtag Tarot to the Extreme. And there's 7 prompts. First prompt is minimalist versus maximus. And I thought about mixing it up and doing tarot and oracle, but I stuck with just tarot. The minimalist, I got my New Era Elements Tarot by Eleanor F. Piper, a PhD, published by US Games. It's a very minimalist deck, even in color, yet it is very hard hitting. This is to me, a very dark deck. If you don't want your darkness pulled out and shown to you, don't buy this deck, because it will rip you a new one. It has many times for me. It's a beautiful, beautiful deck. And it's based on the elements instead of cups, swords, pentacles, wands. But it is a very beautiful deck. Very beautiful. I saw this about 3 years ago on Kittens, Weights, and Tarot, and I'm like, I need this deck. This tower. And yeah, there's a lot of confronting. This could have been in my confronting deck too. Cruelty. 9 of Swords. There's a lot of very triggering cards in this deck. But it's beautiful, and I love it. I've used it quite often, and it's very basic things in the cards too. Very basic images. So that is the minimalist deck by US Games. And my dog's walking around, so if you hear tapping, that's my dog walking around. And so for the Maximist, and I was going to do the Surrealist Tarot. I had it sitting here, and then I saw Marlene did the Surrealist Tarot, and I'm like, that's the ultimate Maximist deck. There's so much in that deck. But then I also thought of the Bonefire Tarot by Schiffer. It's Gabby Angus West is the creator. The book is huge. Get some of this deck out. This deck is very busy. I feel like all the things are in this deck. And that's part of why I have a hard time using it. When I first saw this deck, I saw it on Lisa Pappas' channel. I'm like, I need that deck in my life. And I wound up getting it like a year later. And then when I got it, I'm like, oh, no. It's just my brain is on overload with this deck. So I use it very, very seldom. Because there's just so much going on. And this is actually the first deck I thought of. And then I'm like, oh, no, the Surrealist Tarot would be better. And then she did the Surrealist Tarot on her channel. So I'm like, oh, I'll switch it back to the Bonefire. But this is the Maximus deck, the Bonefire Tarot. There's just so much going on in the cards that I'm just like, yeah. I use it very rarely. Very seldom. So, for question 2, daytime versus nighttime. And where'd it go? Where did it go? Oh my gosh. My daytime deck disappeared. Nope. I'm the Tarot Japanese Poetry by, it's an indie deck. I just got it off Kickstarter. Most of the images in here take place in the daytime. Marlene was talking about a deck that, she uses one in the morning and one at night. I don't do that with my decks. If I'm using a deck, it's going to be all day that I'm using that same deck. But most of the images in this are sunny, beautiful days. There's, of course, the moon is not going to be, but yeah, most of this deck is sunny, beautiful days in it. And it's so gentle and so sweet. It just makes me think of sunshine too. So it's a beautiful, beautiful deck. Beautiful. Look at that. Look at that. Lovers. And I've used it for the last couple weeks, and I feel like I do need to switch it up, but yeah, this is a gorgeous deck. I'm like, I don't want to take it. I don't want to put it down. But yeah, there's a lot of sunshine in this. So yeah, that's why that is my daytime deck. And then I was like, what do I have for nighttime? I don't have anything. And then it popped in my brain. I have the Tarot de la Nuit, which means Tarot of the Night. And I'm like, oh yeah, I forgot this deck. I haven't used it in a while. It's published by Los Scarabero. These are the backs. This extra card. Eight of Swords right on top. Love this deck. It's very dark. Very nighttime. Very vampire-y. It's crazy. Yeah, look at that. Star. Or Temperance. Beautiful, beautiful deck. Look at that one. She's got a skull in the water with her, the mermaid. It's very dark. There's the Fool. And I've said many times, if you feel like, I love that sun card though. If you feel like you missed out on the one that's super expensive, this is an easier, cheaper way to go. It's like $20 on Amazon. It's totally vampire-y kind of, yeah, look at that. Look at nighttime there. Crazy. Crazy, crazy, crazy. Yeah, there's an extra card in here, Angel of Night. It's beautiful. It's beautiful. I'm trying to find the Tower card, because it's just dark. I might have passed it. But yeah, it's a very dark deck. And most of the images are at night. Yeah, there's the Tower. Yeah, so that's crazy. And I was like, I can't believe I didn't even think about this deck. It took me a minute to realize, oh yeah, you have the Tarot of the Night, literally. So that is my nighttime deck. And when I first got it, I used it like crazy. I haven't used it in a while, but I have so many other decks now. I'm trying to give everybody love. Everybody gets their own love. So, next prompt. And we're only on 2, and there's 7. Best shuffle and worst shuffle. Best shuffle, pretty much any Llewellyn deck. I chose to pull out the Animal Totem Tarot by Lisa Robertson, illustrated by Eugene Smith, for this specific one. But any Llewellyn deck will do, because, and I edged it in blue to match the backs. It came out perfect because that was me. That's why. They're always able to shuffle, bridge shuffle, and it's a beautiful deck also. Yeah, all of Llewellyn cardstock is the same exact cardstock, so pretty much any Llewellyn deck you get. And I know when I first started tarot, people were giving Llewellyn a hard time because it's thin. That just means it can shuffle better. I love how they shuffle. Yeah. So this is pretty much any Llewellyn deck is, that's the reason I bought that deck. Isn't she precious? Just beautiful. Beautiful. Love this deck. But yeah, that's the Animal Totem Tarot. And again, it could be any. I just chose this one because I haven't got it out in a while. And the book with it is humongous. And we got War Shuffle, and I got 2. Ancestor Path Tarot, Julie Kuchi Watts. This is Carrie Marie Moaning. She's a famous paranormal supernatural author. She has a series of books called the Fever series, and I did not know until recently that this was a thing, but it's the Fever Tarot. And I'm just going to show you real quick the reason these cards are. I can't even get them all in the frame. That's how big they are. And the Ancestral Path Tarot, which we've seen, because her cards are beautiful. They're almost exactly the same. The Ancestral Path Tarot is a little wider, but shorter. Both of these, I cannot riffle shuffle. Like, there's no way. No way. But yeah, this is a dark deck right here. Dark deck. And I was just going to show y'all real quick a little bit of it, because we're almost 11 minutes in and I'm barely halfway through the prompts. So that's the Fever Tarot. It's like a notepad size almost. It's crazy huge. But I rarely use this because she's one of my favorite authors, and it's nice to see some of the artwork come to life, that what I imagined in reading her books. And then this is the Julia Kuchi Watts Ancestor Path Tarot, which I use all the time for ancestor work. It is amazing. It is gorgeous. Doesn't matter that I can't riffle shuffle it. Doesn't matter at all. I love it. So those are the 2 worst shuffles, but I still use them. So number 4 is confronting versus comforting. Confronting, I have most of my decks are confronting, but I have the Ferenc Pinter Tarot for that, published by Los Scarabaro. This is a deck I use quite a bit for shadow work. It's crazy how accurate it is and how dark it can get. Doesn't look like it could get that dark, but it does, and it's crazy, and I love it. Yeah, it's 5 of Pentacles. Like, they've made it into the room. They're in the corner, but there's still this oppression feeling in this card, which is like crazy. Yeah. Craziness. So that is the Ferenc Pinter Tarot, published by Los Scarabaro, and it got me to looking a little bit more on Ferenc Pinter and who he was and all that. So I thought that was cool. So that was the confronting deck. The comforting deck, I have a few, but this is my Soul Cat, published by Llewellyn. So it has an amazing shuffleable cardstock, and the artwork is by Adam Ohlers, and anything Adam Ohlers does, I'm gonna buy, because his artwork just makes me smile and makes me happy and makes me feel comforted. And I could have put the Oak Ash and Thorn here. I could have put the Smoke Ash and Embers here. Any 3 of these decks mainly will be interchangeable with each other, because they're just so beautiful and so sweet. And I'm just like, I love them. And it makes me feel like a lazy summer day. You're just in a hammock, just chilling. You can hear the water rushing by in a stream nearby. It's just this, what am I looking for? What's the word I'm looking for? It's this Zen moment feeling with these decks. And I love them for that. And that, yeah. Soul Cat's Tarot. I think that's also Lizzie Robertson. I have to look at the box, because I don't keep it in the box. Because the box is huge. And because that's one of the ones I use a lot, I keep it outside of a box. So number 5, every day versus every so often. And I made a pouch for it. This is my 2.0 RWS. If you can see, it's been well loved. This is off Make Playing Cards. And I did watch Amethyst Ascension where she said, oh, our RWS itself is overrated, and I totally agree. But this is the deck that actually made me realize that I did like RWS, because I didn't like it before this. And then I saw this deck, and I'm like, oh, it's so beautiful. So beautiful. And so I, bought it and took it to work and used it, and it was like, bam, instant love. And the coloring in it is so different. It's so beautiful. And that is something I used for months and months and months and months, which is why it looks so worn. Every day at work was my lunchtime spread pull. I don't do like decks that I use just specifically for everyday use. Whatever calls me that week, I will work with all week. But this one I used specifically for, and still do most of the time, specifically for my lunchtime spread at work. So that's every day versus every so often. And the first deck I thought of, and it's falling apart. I just realized it's coming apart. The box is coming apart. Wow. Is the Next World Tarot. This is the mini by Christy C. Road. I love that it's the pocket size version. It's just big enough that it's not like a little bitty Llewellyn mini. It's almost like poker size. I love that there's keywords on it. I love that there's this otherworldly feeling, but at the same time, it's our world. It's almost like one of those. It's almost like the moment in Planet of the Apes where they realized, oh my God, we've been on the same planet the whole time. Kind of like that with this deck. And it is kind of hard hitting for me, so I don't use it all the time. It is a once in a while kind of deck. When I'm in the mood for something different, this is the deck I pull out. I love it. So that is the Next World Tarot by Christy C. Road, published by Silver Sprocket. I don't know why the box is coming apart. Like I said, I don't take it out of the box often enough for that to be happening. Okay, so number 6, overrated versus underrated, and y'all are gonna hate me when I show you my overrated deck. It is the Druidcraft Tarot. I think everybody's like, oh my God, this is so awesome, and I'm just like, ugh. I bought this deck because I dreamed about it every day almost until I bought it. And that was the story of how I wound up with this deck. I have yet to use it. I need to trim it because I can't stand the borders on it. It is a gorgeous artwork, but I'm not drawn to it, and I don't know why. Don't know why. But that is my overrated deck because I don't get the hype. I don't get the hype. I really don't. In this place, it would have been the, another deck, but I've since learned to use that one. And then the most underrated is my Wisdom of the Sacred Bee. I love this deck. This is one of my top 5 favorite decks ever. It is an indie deck. It is so stunning. And it's so, look at that teal gilding and the bee on the back. It is so amazing, this deck. It's taught me so much. So much. And I just don't see a whole lot of people talking about it. And if they do, they're like, eh. And I'm like, what? Like, I adore this deck. It is one of my, like I said, it, like, instantly upon buying it, it became one of my top 5 favorite decks of all time. It is in my top 5. It has been since I got it in 2021. January 2021. But it's gorgeous. I love it. That is, to me, one of the most underrated decks I have. Because it's just stunning. Number 7, last one, Light Seers, or the Light Work deck versus Shadow Work. And of course, I'm going to have the Light Seers. It's my soul deck. It's my favorite deck. If I could only ever have one deck, it would be this deck. It's stunning. I've edged it in this teal. I'm so still kicking myself because I wasn't in the community when the Kickstarter came out. I will hopefully someday get it. I'm not paying $300, $400, $500 for it, but so I may never get it. I am happy with this one, but that is one of 2 decks that's always going to be on my list of decks to get. And then there's the Eight of Swords, my favorite card in any deck. This is my favorite Eight of Swords, period. And yeah, the lights, it is the deck that I simultaneously see light and shadow at the same time in. And I love that. And then the shadow work deck. I bought this specifically for shadow work. It is the Tarot of the Secret Forest, published by Los Garibero. I'm trying to hurry because I'm going to run out of time. Beautiful deck. It's so accurate, it's scary. There's times I've had to take a break from this deck. We have a colored side and then a black and white side. Doesn't matter which side you use. It's dark. It's a dark deck. It is nice at fairies, but they're very dark fairies to me. This deck is amazing. I use it for medium mystic reads. I use it for shadow work. It's brilliant. And I love it. And it's, again, another one that I don't see gets a lot of love. But yeah. That is a gorgeous deck. That is my shadow work deck. And I feel like I just flew through these. Hopefully it doesn't feel like that to you guys. But that is my tag to Marlene Theresa. Tarot to the Extreme. And I'm working on my own tag here. I'm going to post here in probably a couple weeks. Because all these cool tags come out. I don't want to overload people. But anyway, if you guys have any questions, comments, concerns, don't hesitate to comment below. If you like this video, give me a thumbs up. If you want to see more, please subscribe. And don't forget to hit that notification button so you're alerted to any future videos. And you guys have a good night. Bye.